Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another day in the Daily Creative Challenge. Today is the last day, so I hope you all had a great Thursday. Here is a foggy day, I will say, in San Francisco. How is everyone? Hello, Sam. Hello, Valentin, Lawrence, Valdair, chat. How is everyone? Yeah, the background is cool. Yeah, it's different. Hello, Valentin. Hello, Bobby. Where are you writing from? Germany. It's 6 p.m. Good morning, evening, night. Nice. Luca, Ken. Cool. Excited to be here. This is the final day. We're gonna do some color adjustments today, but before we start doing that, let's go with the basics. So for everyone that is new to the Daily Creative Challenge, this is basically a challenge where you can engage, you can commit, and you can start doing or learning different tricks and techniques for every day, and then you post and you can receive feedback from people. So here, every day a new challenge is going to be unlocked. So next week we're going to start, not me, but a new challenge is going to start, and you're going to see every day a new challenge is going to be unlocked. We're going to be here transferring the mood, basically using color adjustments. And the way for you to engage in this challenge is you press here and take the challenge. Or if you go to the bottom, you can also press subscribe, and you're going to be notified every time a new challenge is gonna come up. So that's really cool. I mean, you can just be seated in your computer, you receive an email, and you're like, oh, I'll just do the challenge that is coming next week. Besides this, I suggest everyone to join the community chat. You press here on community chat, or either on the bottom, join us, and this is gonna take you to the Discord channel, which is this platform where you can engage, you can interact, you can post, you can get some feedback, you can talk to mentors, you can talk to one another, and it's really cool. I've seen that people are really committed to this. People really interact, and I've seen a really good projects. At the end of this session, we're gonna be reviewing some of them. And then here on the left of the panel, when you see current challenge, you can see what was happening during the past 2 weeks. And you can see people posting, receiving feedback. You can also press on past challenges. And you can see what people were doing before, and then you can also ask questions, tips and tricks, career advice, and it's really cool. I suggest everyone to join and start having fun with that. So right now, hello Angelique, greetings from Holland, nice, Canada, okay, cool, India, nice, Brazil, cool. Okay, let's start with this. So what I'm gonna cover today is basically how can you start taking your pictures and apply different color techniques. So it's gonna enhance, it's gonna make your picture having different kind of moods. It's gonna change completely. I think, at least for me, editing colors, it's changed completely your image. So right now I have this this image of these mountains that I took in Peru on January. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply an overall color on top of everything, so it's gonna look like this sort of filter. So the first thing I'm gonna do is on the bottom, I'm gonna press on the adjustment layers. I'm gonna apply a solid color, and then I'm gonna select, let's see, a kind of like bluish kind of thing. I'm gonna press OK, and then here on bending modes, just gonna go to normal to exclusion. This is going to apply this sort of effect on top. It doesn't look really well right now, but if you start turning the opacity a little bit, like until, I don't know, 30, 34, 25, you see how the image right now has this sort of like bluish filter, and you know, it looks pretty cool. It's like all those, you know, you can have when you post on Instagram, you start having all this sort of filters on top, and this is a way you can start creating your own. If you double click here, you can just change the colors. If you like greenish, you can change this, and it's a cool way to just apply an overall effect on the whole image, right? But let's say, okay, what if I wanna change? What if I wanna, you know, be able to control more what I'm doing? Let's do some more adjustments on each individual. So right now, let's just, for example, focus on just the highlights. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply a new solid color, and I'm gonna select, let's say, this kind of orange color here. And then I'm gonna turn this into soft light. No, before I turn it to soft light, I'm gonna show you something. So if you go to the layer you're messing around with, you double click, and then you're gonna go to the layer style. And here on the bottom, you're gonna see bend if. We're gonna go to underlying layer, which is basically, this is gonna affect the layer, which is basically underlie, you know, it's the one on the bottom. So in this case, it's my picture. And what I'm gonna do is, I want this filter to only affect the highlight. So I'm gonna do to the left, which is where the blacks are, and I'm gonna start, I drag this element here, and I just wanna apply to the highlights, right? You're gonna see how this is just affecting just the highlights. And if you press Option Alt on the Mac, I don't know how you do it on Windows. I'm not sure. I can look it up. You can sort of split this arrow, and you can just make this effect a little bit smoother, like this. Now, if you press play, okay, and now you see how I'm only sort of affecting mainly the highlights. So if you go and you go to normal, and right now I'm gonna press soft light, you see how I just apply this effect on top of just the highlights, right? So if this is how it's kind of looking like. So you see right now it's applying this really cool effect. But right now, okay, what if I wanna add something on the shadows? So I'm gonna do the same, solid color. Let's just apply a little bit of green here. Okay. Then I'm gonna turn this into soft light. Double click. And now I'm gonna do the opposite. So before I was just affecting the highlights, I'm gonna affect the shadows right now. So I go to the opposite side and I do the same. I drag this. And then here again. So like this. And I'm applying this sort of green effect on top of everything. You can also change the opacity. And I suggest everyone to just start playing with it. I think that's really once you start doing all this stuff, you're gonna realize how cool this is. I spent a lot of time just doing this. And again, if you don't like the color, you just double click and you sort of start playing with it. So let's say you wanna have more bluish or like darker. So you see this was my first initial image, and now this is looking like this. So this is like a couple of really cool techniques, easy techniques. Yeah, I'll option to split the slider. So this is a really cool, and it's easy. I suggest everyone to just start to doing some adjustments here. Okay, let's cover something else. So besides this, you can also go to adjustment layers and apply a gradient map. I really like this technique. I usually use it on soft light, and it applies this different presets on top of your image like this. And I mean, they are really cool. You're gonna start messing around with the opacity. And just gives this overall look on your pictures. However, if you also press, let's just turn the opacity to 100%. If you press on this little wheel, I think it's a wheel, you're gonna have different options. So I'm just gonna go to, for example, you have color harmonies, metals. If you go to photographic toning, and then it's gonna ask you wanna replace, you're gonna place yes. If you wanna go back to the same ones, you just press reset. And you're gonna have the same ones here. So you can just play around with this, go to photographic toning, okay? And then here you're gonna have like a lot of different kind of effects and filters you can start applying to your images. So let's say I like this one here, or I don't know, this one. And you see how right now I just created a really cool effect on top of all this. And you can just start combining, right? Like you can start applying all of them and look, right now it looks completely different from my original image. You can start playing with them. And at the end it's just your result, right? So it's your final composition, your style, the colors that you like. I tend to create a lot of my images a lot of a bluish green. So even on top of that, you can start adding some curves. For example, here I want to make it a little bit softer on the shadows, make it a little bit lighter. The midtones a little bit like this, and you can also start messing around with reds. For example, here you can make everything more red, shadows and the light. And again, blue, you're gonna start messing around. So this is I think this is a lot of fun. What happens to me all the time is just I have something and then I like the color and I just start applying a new effect and I even like it more. So I'm like, I don't know what to do, but it's really cool. So these are like really cool effects. Right now it's I'm gonna do something else which is also awesome. So let's say I have my original image like this and I apply a couple of effects. Let's just use this one here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go on top of everything, and I'm gonna create a new layer containing everything. So I'm just gonna select. No, you know what? Let's just apply it to my original image. What I'm gonna do right now is, yeah. I'm going to, first I'm gonna duplicate it because I always like to have the original image like this available. So I'm gonna select my layer here. I'm gonna go to filter, convert to smart filters. Why I'm doing this, I'm gonna place okay, because I'm gonna apply a camera raw filter, and if you don't convert this to a smart filter, you can't change it later. So all the changes you're gonna make right now, you are not gonna be able to change if you don't do this process. So now that I have the camera filter, I'm gonna press okay. And then here, you're gonna start messing around with, for example, exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, the whites a little bit, the blacks. You can add a little bit of texture, clarity, so it looks sharp, dehaze, and vibrance. You can change, for example, the saturation of the image. You can make it look like kind of like grayish, or you can make it really saturated. The best way for you to experiment with this is go to one of the extremes and then go to the other one, and then just sort of start playing and see what you like. Then you can also start here on this panel. You have different options. This is tone curves. You can also start messing around with this, and this is not gonna create really big effects, but just subtle. For example, if you look at the shadows, for example, the clouds. Right now you cannot really see them, but if I turn the lights down, you're gonna be able to see them clear. And then you can also change the darks a little bit, shadows again. You can go to sharpening. This is gonna make the image look sharper. This is really cool if you feel like you need more sharpening in your images. Then here you can just apply or change each color individually. For example, if you see the roof here, and if I start messing around with the orange, you can see how it's, where is this? How it's just changing. So you can start changing each color. Let's say you want to highlight the roof of that little house. You can just start tweaking around with this. The yellows again. So this is just, you can make it look, here it looks completely orange. You can make it really, really, really yellow. And you can just start playing with the grass as well. The sky, make it look a little bit like this. And then you can also play an overall adjustments for on overall. For example, the highlights, I like to make them a little bit blue, like I was saying before. So I go like this, like this. Cool. And then you can also, apply distortions. I normally don't do this. And you can also, I don't know, do crazy stuff. I personally don't like this. I'm gonna just turn this to 0, and then I'm gonna press OK. And then you see how my images, just changed completely from what it was at the beginning. And this is just creating really, really cool effects on this. So you see how I converted it into a smart filter. So right now, if I double click here, I'm able to just go back to the camera filter effect that I was affecting. So this is you can start changing. Let's say I didn't like this. I want to apply more yellow to the image. And you press OK. So this is a really cool technique. Something else that I'm gonna show you right now is, let's say you already have your image like this. This is a super cool technique. Just gonna go to adjustment layers, and then apply a color lookup. And basically, what this is gonna do is apply, again, these presets. But these presets, I feel like they are super, super cool. So let's take a look at them. So you're gonna have this menu here. So what I did is I went to adjustment layers, and I press color lookup. And here I'm gonna apply. You have all these options. Let's just go through them, and you just apply this kind of also effects on top. You see how the image is just changing a lot. Crisp winter, drop blues. This is really cool. Look how it's dropping the blues. Edgy. You have all these really, really cool techniques that you can start applying. Foggy night is really cool. Look, and you can even change the opacity, and then you can start applying effects on top. So it's just about you can just start playing with all of this, and this is super cool. I usually, what I do is I apply the color lookup at the end, but I mean it's not a rule. You can do whatever you want. I like this futuristic look a lot. Look, if it's 100%, have this really cool sort of a gray effect on top of everything. Looks like even like a movie kind of scene. And yeah, those 5 tips that I just show you, it's really, really cool techniques that you can start applying. Once you have, for example, once you already have you did your editing, your composition, you play with colors, and then you start applying all these effects to have this really cool looking like image, right? So let's say futuristic bleak, 50%, and then I'm just gonna apply all the effects that I did here. Cool. And so at the end, what I'm gonna have is, so this was my first image. And then this is what I ended up doing. But I mean, this is not exactly what I do. I just apply all the effects that I created. But you can do a lot of really cool stuff with this. So I suggest you to start playing with this. This is the way I like to color my images. We're a little bit late. So right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the Discord, and I'm gonna start going back through some of the challenges and giving some feedback. Wow, nice. Clouds, really cool. I like the tone of the colors, how you change this. Wow, this is super cool. I like the lightning in the windows. Even the dragons. Wow, nice. Where did you get the dragons? Here. Oh, cool. Like this sort of portal. The shadows, the composition. Wow, this is super cool. Nice. I wonder if I would apply like the same color of the planets on top of this, would look nicer. Um, and then, oh look, cool. This little triangle pyramid kind of effect. Yep. I like what you did with the shadows here. I would probably add a little bit more of reflection, like blurry reflection. What else do we have here? Oh, nice, nice. It's really cool to see. This is super cool. Really, really good work on the fog. Nice, super cool. Did you do it with an image, or you created the fog yourself? Omar Garudi, nice. Really cool to see. Oh, this is super cool as well. Nice turtle. It's really cool to see the compositions people are making. As you can see, there are like a lot of them. This has been really great experience. Wow, nice, super cool. I also like to watch what people have done with the images I provided. People are so creative, like some stuff I would have never thought of. What else do we have here? Nice. And you created even an effect on top of the mountains here. What is this? Nice. I like the reflections on the little bit of shadows here. Cool. You can do it. You see people, a lot of people that are, in these challenges, they love to be here on the Discord. You get a lot of feedback. Oh, this is super cool, super nice. Nice shadows here. Nice composition, like the sky. This little reflection here shining. Cool. What else do we have? Cool. Nice. Yeah, really cool effects here. There are like a lot of them, so it's hard for me to go and review all of them. Oh wow, this is super nice, really nice composition. Cool. Who did this? Imitating. These are images you use. Nice, really nice. I like this sort of fog or smoke here. Really cool. Yeah, I mean, this is a super wow. This is awesome. I wish I could just see them all, but we're running out of time. I like this image a lot. Super cool. Well, that's all that we have for today. Join next week. We're gonna start a new and different challenge. Not me, but someone else. I hope you enjoyed. This was a great experience. Happy I did it. I hope you all got something out of this, and we will see you soon. I hope, and I guess. Thank you for watching. See you.